Alright, we're heading into map number 2 between Grubby and Insomnia. Of course, still the successor games of the Intellic Masters Season 1, and Grubby is up by 1-0. Both of them spawn in the bottom here of Twisted Meadows. Grubby in the bottom left spawn position, Altar first, Burrow second, and probably Barracks third for him, which is probably going to be placed somewhere here, I guess. You know, if you know Warcraft 3, then that shouldn't be a big surprise to anyone. And Insomnia in the bottom right spawn position with the very early lumber mill, which we've seen plenty of times in this tournament in this matchup. Usually to go for a rather quick tech to get a lot of lumber during the tech, to get the tier 2 buildings very quickly, etc. In return, you know, some of the footman production early on is sacrificed, or let's say delayed, because of course the barracks isn't being produced as quickly as it usually is. And Archmage versus Farseer again, so the orcs in their matches against human definitely trusting the old school choice. And you know, we're certainly, at least I am, and I guess most people are happy about that, since these days, you know, the hero basically is not being used anymore at all. Grunt coming for Grubby, a very early tower for Insomnia, so he's gonna want to be very safe against the Farseer here early on, and we'll see what he's gonna do, if he's gonna go for the very greedy creep, especially given that A, he is not going for the fast altar, the greedy creep of course being the lab down here, and B, Grubby has spawned close to his opponent's goblin lab, but Grubby has scouted in the wrong direction here, so for all he knows is that Insomnia is not up here. For all he knows, Insomnia could be either here or down here. He hasn't seen that. This is just a graphics bug. And yeah, since Grubby doesn't know where his opponent's at, he starts creeping, and Insomnia starts creeping as well, with one militia and one footman going for a very small campion, now pulling more militia, 4 more that is, and he's probably gonna go for the Null camp as well, killing a few of the critters on the way. Grubby continues his creeping here, blocking the Null Overseer, so he definitely wants to take as little damage from this one as possible. And as you can see, so far he's taken virtually no damage, which is you know, some quite impressive creeping so far. He's probably going to spawn a new pair of wolves as soon as this one is being taken down. So yeah, he continues taking somewhat close to no damage. Very nice creeping here early on by Grubby. And nevertheless, he's slightly down supply-wise, XP-wise, which should be the case at this stage of the game. Tech-wise this time, Grubby is only a tiny bit ahead, even though Insomnia got the early tower, etc. So it's looking a lot better for the Bulgarian on the second map than it did in the early stages, or say the mid-game stages of Turtle Rock. Now level 2 for Grubby, whose while this engagement is going on, creeping his little green camp, but it looks like he might be forced to town police, buying the Staff of Teleportation, pretty greedy, but the IEM is running away as well, and therefore he's getting out of there. No shop yet for the Orc, and therefore he's gonna have to be very passive with his fast here. By the way, we do see here that the Grunt, I'm assuming together with 2 wolves, maybe finished the little green camp there in the bottom left, or on the bottom left of the map, and therefore Grubby's level 2 as well. Let's see, boots maybe for the IEM, yes, and the Farseer got the boots already as well though, so as long as he micros properly, Grubby should still be able to keep his Farseer alive, despite his opponent, or his opponent's IEM, having boots as well. So Burrow's already being filled here. Shop, oh, if he cancels a shop, that would be quite painful for Grubby, because yeah, that's not gonna make things any easier for the Farseer, who's blocking himself here, trying to get away right now. As I just said, if he micros properly, that was definitely not exactly the definition of proper micro, but at the same time he's doing a lot of damage to the IEM and he's gonna pull back. And now Insomnia has taken so much damage as well on his hero that he's definitely not gonna be able to keep the pressure up on Grubby's fast here. Grubby has reached tier 2, he's got the gold for a second hero, which is going to be the TC again. Well, why not, since it worked so well on map number 1. And Insomnia, as you can see, he's got plenty of lumber here. He can easily get the second Arcane Sanctum immediately. Not sure why he's not he's maybe waiting for the gold, because he did get a second hero yet. Militia heading towards the middle of the map, and we're probably gonna see the Beastmaster again. Yeah, Beastmaster second again by Insomnia, and for now he's gonna have to deal with the pressure of Grubby. We've seen him fall very, very clearly to that same pressure by Ciara in his first match against him on Echo Isles, but you know, it's a new game, so who knows what's gonna happen. And the Farsi is using his Staff of Teleportation to get back here. One Spirit Lodge is coming in the back of the base of the Orc, and the Grunts are pulling back as well. With the TC second being out, it's gonna be pretty difficult, let's say pretty painful for the human to enter the back of the Orc's base. And therefore Insomnia is pulling back for the moment. Now that's no, that's the shop. There's the second Arcane Sanctum coming. So everything as expected, more or less, by Insomnia. Grubby is not yet adding his Beastry. This is might be the Beastry Bian, but he's turning around upon seeing the human army coming in again. Yeah, there's the Beastry coming. Wow, did he see this actually? No, since it's nighttime. Grubby seems to have a pretty good sense of how far his opponent's vision is going, and he's placing the Beastry just outside of that while forcing the army back against Beast Core use. Let's see if he's going for the surround again. He could try and go for the nuke here with the Chain Lightning and Shockwave. He's not getting the Chain Lightning out in time, and therefore a TP can be used by the IEM, but he's actually just double clicked. Is the base open here? Yes, it is. Beastmaster's buying Scroll of Regeneration, using it right now, and therefore this IEM is going to be healed, you know, up to somewhat more HP, unless he's going for some crazy tanking, but he isn't. He's pulling back, and the Sorceresses, the Beastmaster and the Footman are going to defend this. Little pressure, TC is out of mana, so there shouldn't be too much Grubby should be able to do here. And actually he doesn't have a speed score remaining, he just used it, and therefore his Grunts might run into some trouble. There are still mana for 3 more slows, so I guess if Insomnia plays it well, he should be able to get at least 1 Grunt killed. Is the TC coming in again? He's got a new speed scroll, so this Grunt is gonna fall. Deny, question mark. No deny, and even the Farsi is in trouble right now. Now the TC is coming in with the speed scroll, but he's out of range of the Farsi here, which means he's gonna have to town portal here. And another little victory here for Insomnia. Oh, Shaman Wind Riders, alright, so not exactly standard play by Grubby. And curious to see how this works out. Of course, adding Shamans into the mix against Human is the very, very old school choice, with the Purge against the Summons, with the Lightning Shield on you know, TC for example, against the Casters together with the AoE. Can be very, very hard to deal with, but you know, it's also very, very fragile. I mean, Wind Riders, I've heard Grubby recently actually on his stream, when he played some Warcraft 3, which he's doing, you know, not that rarely these days, by the way. Call them Flying XP Tomes. And Shamans, of course, being unarmored, having 375 HP against Quirr Beasts and Water Elementals, which both have piercing damage, of course, are also very, very vulnerable. So IEM is gonna get level 3, Beastmaster is level 2, Grubby level 2-1, so this time it is the Bulgarian with the XP advantage. The item here was Energy Pendant, nice, but on a level 1 TC it's not as nice as it could be, or he's not gonna get as much out of it as he could be. So 2 Shamans, 2 Wind Riders with the army right now. He's going for the Beastmaster immediately. A bit of purge actually on him instead of on the summons. Of course, it works kinda like slow as well. The first Wind Rider is already about to fall. The Beastmaster is pulling back. He's got a heat scroll. There is a Town Portal on the IEM as well, but he doesn't have to use it. Grubby pulling plenty of peens. 50 supply for him, 49 for Insomnia. The summons are being picked off here one by one by Grubby, since Insomnia didn't really micro them too carefully. Shockwave is coming in, but as you can see, level 1 Shockwave isn't doing all too much. The Beastmaster is already approaching level 3 here. One Sorceress is in trouble, but so is one of the Wind Riders. Heat Score has been used right now by the Beastmaster. Both of the Wind Riders are being pulled back, of course, limiting Grubby's damage output by a lot. And both of his heroes are out of mana for now, which means he's gonna run out of steam here eventually. At the same time, Insomnia has taken a fair bit of damage as well. There's no more melee army for him left, essentially. But he still has, you know, plenty of casters, which always means plenty of mana with a Brilliance Aura, or at least a decent amount of mana with a Brilliance Aura. And therefore Grubby is the one who's forced to retreat. 3 Wind Riders for him by now, 3 Shaman. Another one is being produced. The question is he going to be able to get up to a critical number of Wind Riders here? Because against 2 high-level human heroes, if it's Beastmaster and IEM, he cannot really go for these long, drawn-out fights against the summons, etc. here, because, you know, they are just so strong against Wind Riders. And even if he, you know, kills a couple casters, loses a couple Wind Riders in return, that is not a trait Grubby wants to, you know, wants to make happen. Because the Wind Riders, they cost 265 gold, I believe. Whereas the casters, they cost like 135. And, you know, Wind Riders giving a ton of XP as well. And therefore, if Insomnia is able to gather up a sufficient army, or an army with sufficient damage output against those, it's going to be super hard for Grubby. He's going to have to work with speed scrolls a lot, and, you know, just try and snipe out stuff and don't overcommit in any fights. But of course it's Grubby, so he's, you know, kind of good. And Insomnia is even adding, on top of this Forest Troll Berserker, adding some flying machines, which of course can be dealt with by Bat Riders very easily. But if they are just around in very small numbers, then, you know, Grubby needs to make sure to get good trades out of this as well. Because if he, for example, if he blows up one flying machine with 1 Bat Rider, then Insomnia is going to be very happy about that expansion by Grubby. On top of that, but maybe you should focus on holding this push here first. Scroll of the Beast used by Insomnia, which he must have found here just a second ago, and more Wind Riders are already, more and more Gyrocopters are already coming in. Some Purge used to get rid of the slow by the Shaman, still not level 3 on the TC, and Grubby is going for the counter aggression, getting rid of the tower. Of course the base isn't defended against some Wind Rider harassment because there aren't any towers, but look at the number of flying machines here. I don't think Grubby can take this fight, and therefore he Town Portals out, which is the only right choice for him right now. 56 supply for Insomnia against 48 for Grubby, and he's not adding any Bat Riders right now, which is a little bit surprising to me because, you know, against this number of flying machines, if he gets one good what's it called, unstable concussion in by the Bat Riders, then one of the flying machines is going to go down immediately, and all of the rest is going to have, you know, in little enough XP remaining to get killed by one more hit. So yeah, the bear scouts the expansion. Grubby again is going for the counter push. He still apparently feels like he's not able to fight, and of course the base is still not able to, you know, defend itself against a push like this. There aren't any towers, and therefore we're gonna see another Town Portal exchange. Nothing of both players dying except workers here, of course, by Insomnia, so decent trade for Grubby, especially given that he's got his expansion finishing right now. One Bat Rider now out, the second one coming And yeah, as I just said, with only 2 Bat Riders, he can make so much happen against those flying machines. Insomnia is keeping them very, very far away because, of course, he's aware of the threat of these Bat Riders as well. And if he's able to snipe them out before bringing in the Wind Riders, then he should still look very strong. Now the flying machines are coming in. 2 Bat Riders now out for Grubby, as we've just heard the second one spawning. And the flying machines are pulling back. Insomnia doesn't have a town portal at the moment, so that is super risky. But Grubby apparently feels ready to defend right now. He's not going for another counter push. Insomnia selling something, gets TP and staffing forward to the Quill Beast, and the expansion is in serious trouble here. Another Quill Beast summon, another Water Metal summon, and that's very, very, you know, dangerous for Grubby. And he's again gonna go for the counter push, so maybe a little bit of, you know, not the greatest map awareness there by Grubby. If he knew that Insomnia was so close to his expansion, then he should have been closer to Insomnia's main base earlier to do some damage in return, because now, as the expansion has already fallen before Grubby is going in against the human base, Insomnia could just easily town portal. Shockwave coming in by the TC, and Grubby doesn't even want to exchange town portals here at the moment, because yeah, as it appears, he feels like he's able to do enough damage only with his heroes here. Now the push by the human is coming into the Orc base, where the flying machine's very far in the back. One more Bat Rider is out. He's being slowed though immediately, and Grubby is never gonna get that one out alive, so he maybe should have just killed the Bat Rider, because that's the flying machine, of course, because that's better than just having the flying machine go down. Grubby's going straight for the keep, so I'm guessing that's gonna force the town portal eventually, and yeah, there's the town portal. Of course, that might give the Bat Riders the chance to do some damage here. TP is coming in by Grubby. One Wind Rider is going down immediately. I mean, look at how quickly these flying machines are able to take down those Wind Riders. But Grubby still has some PNs left. I mean, he's heavily supply blocked. On the other hand, only few peasants left by Insomnia, but he's not supply blocked. He can continue producing immediately if he wants to. And finally, he's getting a couple of towers to at least defend his base a little bit. One arcane tower here up front against the heroes that can just stand here and spam their AoE against the peasant line. One guard tower against the air, or, you know, at least majorly against the air. Expansion still down, by the way, in the mains 2,100 and 3,000. So yeah, Grubby has clearly done some damage here, and yet he hasn't been able to catch up army wise yet. Down to 39 supplies. So yeah, looks like he lost more than just one of his Wind Riders. He had plenty more, and Insomnia is going for the chase here. The Bat Riders, we're under attack. Yeah, Insomnia just wants to trade like single flying machines here, but Grubby isn't gonna go for that at the moment. He's putting the red creep camp here, which is gonna cut Insomnia off for the moment, so he's gonna have to go around the bottom here, and that just might give Grubby the time he needs to escape from this human army. In the meantime, another burrow coming. Even once that finishes, he's still going to be supply blocked. One of the flying machines gets ensnared here by the creeps, but in return, one of the Bat Riders gets ensnared as well. But it looks like Insomnia doesn't realize it. Then again, he's just gonna get this creep camp now, as it seems now he's abandoning it. So, did he see Grubby heading down there with something? Maybe he had a flying machine around. I don't know. Grubby wants to continue doing damage, but he still has very little of an army remaining. Now the bats, are they gonna connect? They're doing decent damage. Still 5 flying machines remaining, which still are able to do so much damage against the Wind Riders. And Grubby better get going, because once the speed goes over, the Wind Riders are going to be a lot slower than the flying machines at sea. Yeah, one of them is going down. Return 3 more of the 4 more, 5 more. All of the gyrocopters going down, but still, now the casters have finally caught up to Grubby, and he's forced to town portal out as the slow kicks in. Grubby at 31 supply right now against 45 by Insomnia. And it's not looking great for Grubby on this second map. about 1000 gold left for him in his mine. Still no new expansion coming whatsoever. And therefore, Insomnia is even going to have income for a little bit longer, plus the superior army at the moment. There is another town portal, as well as 2 speed scrolls for Grubby. Chainwave is coming in. 1 sorceress is going down. Heal scroll used by Insomnia. The first of the shamans is going down. Speed scroll used by Grubby. Now he's putting back his wind riders. The next shaman is about to fall. Chain wave coming in again, but there's the GG by Grubby. GG change host, he says. So he's losing the second map, you know, right from the get-go this time. Insomnia definitely had the better start compared to Turtle Rock. He's got a, you know, tiny advantage creeping. He canceled the shop, or no, he actually didn't cancel the shop of Grubby. He put some pressure on the fast here. Didn't really get too much out of it though. But yeah, once reaching tier 2, he definitely was able to get in a good hero advantage. He was able to you know, counter the unit composition of Grubby properly, especially on that first fight at Grubby's Goblin Merchant. He was able to do well. He drove Grubby back. He was able to get enough of an advantage over Grubby to be able to kill the expansion. Grubby, as I said in the game, I feel like he should have been inside of Insomnia's base to at least get his entire economy killed in return for him losing that expansion, because of course with casters it takes a while to take down that Orc Great Hall, and therefore Grubby could have heavily punished that, but Insomnia got away with it without paying anything for it, and therefore Grubby afterwards always was on the run. Smaller army, weaker heroes, worse unit composition, I might say. And Insomnia, yeah, took it home in the end very calmly. And this means we'll see a final map between these two, and it's gonna be Lost Temple.